Hello everyone, this video will have a review of the Super Mario game series. Super Mario is a platform game series created by Nintendo based on an Asterian fictional plumber Mario, alternatively called Super Mario Bros. Series. It is a central series of the greater Mario franchise. At least one Super Mario game has been released for every major Nintendo video game console. There are 21 similar games in the series, and one cross-series game, Super Mario World 2 Yoshi Island. In 1985, Super Mario Bros., the first side-scrolling 2D platform game to feature Mario, was derived by collaboration of Nintendo's Shigeru Miyamoto and Takashi Tezuka as a successor to the 1983 arcade game Mario Bros., which starred two characters, Mario, the titular character that first appeared in Donkey Kong as the original player character, and Luigi. Super Mario Bros. Was released for the Nintendo Entertainment System. It established many core Mario gameplay concepts. The brothers, Mario and Luigi, must run and jump in the Mushroom Kingdom in order to rescue Princess Peach from Bowser. This is one of the best-selling video games of all time. Super Mario Bros. Lost Levels is originally called Super Mario Bros. 2 in Japan in 1986, and is the first sequel to the original Super Mario Bros. It uses the Super Mario Bros. Engine, with additions such as weather, character movements, and more complex levels, altogether yielding a much higher difficulty. At that time, this sequel was not released outside Japan. The game later debuted outside Japan in 1993 as Super Mario Bros. The Lost Levels for the Super Nintendo Entertainment System. The real Super Mario Bros. 2 is released in 1988 in North America, in which Mario and his companions are out to stop the evil frog Walt in Subcon Dreamland. One of the game's most defining aspects is the four-player characters. Not only Mario, but Luigi, Princess Peach, and Toad are available for single-player action, each with defined character movements. Luigi jumps higher, the princess glides through the sky for a short amount of time, etc. Characters here also can pluck vegetables from the ground to throw at enemies. This is also the first Super Mario game to use a life meter, which allows character to be hit up to 4 times before dying. Also in 1988, in Japan, Super Mario Bros. 3 introduced a diverse array of new power-ups, including flight as Raccoon Mario, or the level-long P-Wing allow permanent flight through a whole level. The game cannot be necessarily played in a linear order, and the player is occasionally permitted to skip levels or play the game out of order. The penultimate boss stage in each world is a side-scrolling level atop an airship, with a fight against one of Bowser's 7 Koopalings. Bowser is again the final boss. Super Mario Land is the first handheld Super Mario game, and was released for the Game Boy in 1989. As with other games in the series, it is a side-scrolling platformer in which Mario sets out to save Princess Daisy. Power-ups include hearts, which give Mario an extra life, and a Super Ball Flower, which allows Mario to shoot projectiles. Super Mario Land 2 6 Golden Coins of 1992 introduces Mario's rival, Wario, who had taken over Mario's castle during events of Super Mario Land, and forces Mario to collect 6 golden coins in order to re-enter and reclaim his castle. The player is no longer restricted to only moving towards right. The game introduces Carrot Power-Up, which gives Mario large rabbit ears that let him glide when falling for a limited time. Super Mario World was released in 1990 for the SNES and consists of 9 worlds displayed via World Map Overworld. It is a direct successor to the Super Mario series, with the subtitle Super Mario Bros. 4 in Japan. Unlike Super Mario Bros. 3, however, where each world map is separate, the world map here is unique and covers the whole game. Mario's new moves include a spin jump, and a rideable Yoshi, who can eat enemies and either swallow or spit them out. Power-ups include a new Cape Feather, which lets Mario and Luigi fly with a cape. Super Mario World 2 Yoshi's Island was released for the SNES in 1995 to reunite baby Mario with his brother Luigi, who has been kidnapped by Kamek. The player controls Yoshi as the primary character, while carrying baby Mario. Yoshi runs and jumps to reach the end of the level while solving puzzles and collecting items. In a style new to the series, The game has a hand-drawn aesthetic. The game introduces his signature abilities to flutter jump and produce eggs from swallowed enemies. In the early 1990s, director and producer Shigeru Miyamoto had conceived a 3D Mario design during development of the game Star Fox, with consideration of using a Super FX chip to develop a SNES game, Super Mario FX. He eventually reformulated the idea for the Nintendo 64, not for its substantially greater power, but because its controller has more buttons for gameplay. Finally, in 1996, Super Mario 64 becomes the first 3D and open-world game in the series, and a launch game for the Nintendo 64 home console. Each level is an enclosed environment where the player is free to explore in all directions without time limits. The game introduced moves such as punching, triple jumping, and using a wing cap to fly. Mario must once again save Princess Peach from Bowser. The game's power-ups differ from previous games, now being 3 different heads with temporary powers. The wing cap, allowing Mario to fly, the metal cap, turning him into metal, and the vanish cap, allowing him to work through obstacles. Another 3D game, Super Mario Sunshine, was released in 2002 for the GameCube. In it, Mario and Peach travel to Isle Delfino for a vacation, when Mario doppelganger, going by the name of Shadow Mario, appears and vandalizes the entire island. Mario is sentenced to clean the island with a water-squirting accessory called Flood. After no original 2D game releases in the series since 1995, New Super Mario Bros. Was released on the Nintendo DS in 2006. In it, Mario and Luigi set out to save Princess Peach from Bowser Jr. The gameplay is 2D, but most of the characters and objects are 3D on 2-dimensional backgrounds, resulting in a 2.5D effect. New Super Mario Bros. Wii in 2009 features 4-player co-op and new power-ups, the propeller mushroom, the ice flower, and a penguin suit. All characters can ride Yoshi. New Super Mario Bros. 2 was released in 2012 for the Nintendo 3DS. The player, as Mario or Luigi, tries to save Princess Peach from Bowser and the Koopalings, with the game's secondary goal to collect 1 million coins. Several gameplay elements were introduced to help achieve this goal, such as Gold Flower, a rarer variant of the Fire Flower that turns items into coins. New Super Mario Bros. U was released in 2012. It introduces both a flying squirrel suit that lets the players glide through the air, and asymmetric gameplay that allows the player holding a gamepad to influence the environment. In 2013, New Super Luigi U was released as a downloadable content package for the game, starring Luigi as the main protagonist instead of his brother. Miyamoto explained that when he was developing Super Mario 64 with Yoshiaki Koizumi, they realized that the title would be more directed towards the core gamer, rather than a casual pick-up-and-go gamer. After Super Mario Sunshine, their focus shifted to more accessible, casual games, leading them to develop a Super Mario Galaxy with more progression-oriented paths. Super Mario Galaxy was launched in 2007 for the Wii. It is set in outer space, where Mario travels between galaxies to collect power stars, earned by completing quests or defeating enemies. The game's physics system gives each celestial object its own gravitational force, which lets the player circumnavigate rounded or irregular planetoids by walking sideways or upside down. Super Mario Galaxy 2 is initially developed as an expansion pack to Galaxy, although it eventually developed into its own game. Released in 2010, it retains the basic premise of its predecessor and includes its items and power-ups. These include Cloud Flower, which allows Mario to create platforms in mid-air, and Rock Mushroom, which turns Mario into a rolling boulder. Super Mario 3D Land was released for the Nintendo 3DS in 2011. It is the first original 3D Super Mario game on a handheld console. Since all previous handheld games were either 2D or ports of previous games, it also brought back several older gameplay features, including the Super Leaf power-up, last seen in Super Mario Bros. 3. Super Mario 3D World, the sequel to Super Mario 3D Land, was released for the Wii U in 2013 and utilized the same gameplay mechanics as its predecessor. Cooperative multiplayer is available for up to 4 players. The game introduced the ability to turn the characters into cats, able to attack and scale walls in order to reach new areas, and to create clones of the characters. Like Super Mario Bros. 2, it features Princess Peach and Toad as playable characters, in addition to Mario and Luigi. Rosalina from Super Mario Galaxy is also unlocked later in the game. Super Mario Maker is a creation tool released for the Wii U in September 2015, which allows players to create their own levels based on the gameplay and the style of Super Mario Bros. Series, as well as to share their creations online. Based on existing games, several gameplay mechanics were introduced for the game, with existing ones also available to be used together in new ways. A Nintendo 3DS version of the game was released in December 2016. Super Mario Maker 2 is a new version with many new items, themes, and enemies, a world builder, as well as online multiplayer. The game was released on June 28, 2019 for the Nintendo Switch. Super Mario Run is a side-scrolling and auto-scrolling video game released in December 2016 on the iOS platform, then in March 2017 on Android. It is the first official Mario game developed for non-Nintendo hardware, as well as the first official Super Mario game developed for mobile devices. As such, it features simplified controls that allow it to be played with only one hand. In this game, Mario runs automatically, and the player is in charge of controlling the jumping action so that Mario avoids all hazards. This game also includes a Toad Rally mode, in which players have to complete a level faster than a computer-controlled Toad. After having fallen out of favor by the mid-2000s, open-world 3D platformers such as Super Mario 64 and Super Mario Sunshine had become less common. By the mid-2010s, however, 3D platformers were aiming to replicate experiences. Super Mario Odyssey is a return to the open-world sandbox 3D style of game, with more open-ended exploration like in Super Mario 64 and Super Mario Sunshine. It was released in October 2017 for Nintendo Switch. After Mario's cap is possessed by a spirit named Cappy, he gains the new move of temporarily capturing enemies and objects to utilize their abilities. Like previous sandbox 3D games, the game's worlds contain a large variety of objectives that can be achieved in a non-linear order before progressing. The game features many different kingdoms in addition to the Mushroom Kingdom that Mario's adventures usually take place in. Bowser's Fury is part of the 2021 re-release of Super Mario 3D World on the Nintendo Switch. It implements 3D open-world free-roaming gameplay in a similar fashion to Odyssey, supporting up to 2 players. It sees Mario teaming up with Bowser Jr. to collect cat shines to restore lighthouses in a land called Lake Lapcat. Periodically, a gigantic incarnation of Bowser known as Fury Bowser awakens to bring darkness upon the land and attacks the island. To beat him, Mario must collect enough cat shines to awaken Giga Bell and use it to fight Bowser.